Welcome back, guys. Automotive Inc. Today we are talking about all of my catastrophic failures. So as you can see, got Loki all cleaned and shined up, but today we're really touching on something that kind of comes up every time we post a new video, and that is a lot of feedback comes back saying that I must have the worst luck and that I've had so many it just seems very odd. Well, at the end of the day, guys, I'm going to tell you this much. I've been buying cars for a long time, hundreds and hundreds, and I'm not talking about general maintenance, starters and fuel pumps and everything like that. I'm talking about something that is devastating enough that I want to get rid of that vehicle. Now, dating back to my first truck, which was a 1963 Chevy Silverado that was a rust bucket, you could Fred Flintstone that thing. I did a full body restoration on it. My pops painted it, God bless him, and I drove that truck for a long time when I was younger. Progressing up into the 80s, I've had first generation Cummins all the way up to the current generations in the 2024. As for the Ford, I've had gas engines, same thing with the Rams. I actually grew up Chevy. And then in 1994, when they came out with that new truck body style, I switched over to my favorite truck, which kind of ticked off my pops, and went into a Ram marathon for several years. That being said, guys, I've had every generation of the Cummins except for the 2025 since their introduction. I think it was 88. I've had one. I've had hundreds of thousands of miles on Rams. I've had tons of Fords, both power stroke and gas, along with SUVs and other cars. And I've had plenty of Chevy and GMC products along the way. Now, one of my favorite vehicles is a Subaru. I've done general maintenance on those. I've ran those for several hundreds of thousands of miles. What this channel is objective, guys. There's a lot of channels out there that are supported or given trucks to run on their channel, and that must be really groovy for them. But unfortunately, on my channel, I have to buy these bad boys. Now, last year, I did go out and reach out and actually beg my wife to let me do 2 trucks on the channel at one time. Now, that was pricey, and as you guys know, the 22 Ford Superduty was my favorite body style of Ford Superduty, and we lost the engine on it. And it was one of those things where Ford wouldn't take care of it until the engine actually cooked itself. And so that doesn't make a lot of sense for me in a channel making a payment on something that would be too dangerous to drive down the hill, especially because I run the mountains a lot. And that would be a stupid jabroni idea. So I decided to sell it back to the originating dealer and did get the engine replaced. Now, somebody said, well, you must have the worst luck because all you do is find problems with these vehicles. Well, being objective to the channel, guys, I have to report good and bad. Interesting enough, if I say it's good, I'm all of a sudden a Chevy fanboy, a Ram fanboy, a Subaru fanboy, or a Ford fanboy. If I say anything derogatory, then I'm a mere hater. Well, that's not the case. I'm trying to give you the actual data out there so you can make an informed decision if one of these vehicles is part of your new decision-making thing. Now, if you guys recall back when I was looking for a new 24, I had found one with 2 different headlights from the factory. Loki actually had a lot of issues, and when it first came out, battery issues, BCM, and stuff like that. I did decide to buy this truck. I'm not only reporting the bad, I'm reporting the good. But these are things that you need to make sure, because if I can give you a tidbit of help on that to help shore up your purchase or get stuff fixed before you purchase a demon child, then it will be good. Now, looking back in history, guys, I've actually bought some of the worst vehicles, first year vehicles. I bought an Avalanche, and somebody said that would be a horrible vehicle for its first couple years, and to most people it was kind of fugly. But actually, I love that pickup, and I've had gas engines, a variation. I've never had anything like that. And before the channel actually got going, I have been buying trucks. I've had every version of the Chevy Duramax up into the Gen 2 L5P. Don't have one of those. I did run a Cummins for a 2024, and the reason why I got rid of that is because it had a transfer case leak, and the dealer said if I continued to drive it, once I let him know about the issue, then any other damage could be on me. So that part was not available, so I'd have to let the truck sit there for, they said, at least 3 to 4 weeks, maybe longer, till the part becomes available. I can't have the one vehicle that I had sitting there in the driveway making payments that I drive sitting at the shop. So it made more sense after I did the tow video. It didn't do very well, was to move on from it. Now, in some circumstances, some of my vehicles I've been able to move on to friends, family, people I know, and that way I can still kind of keep tabs on it. point in case is my 2016 Ram Mega Cab Dually Ironhide is sitting down the street. It was an excellent truck. Now Kong, same thing, on its way on the road. But I will tell you this much: if you guys don't update your vehicle maintenance stuff, or it sends you like something through the app or an email, if you don't change that when you sell it or when you buy it, it still lets me know. So the Ram, 24 Ram, don't know if it ever got fixed, don't know if they even ever cared, but it only has about 15,000 miles on it. It's down in Texas, and hopefully it's working out well for them. Actually, the General, the 22, after it had its engine replaced, is also still pretty low mileage, about 20,000 miles, and it's down in New Mexico. So hopefully that's being a good truck for them. Kong, we know where that one's at, and of course, Loki's right here. And I will tell you this, nothing exciting is happening from any of the manufacturers in 2025, so we probably will be holding on to Loki to see how it does in a long-term test. I do keep these vehicles anywhere between 10 and 20,000 miles typically, and then we have to move on so we can start testing the stuff that comes out. Now again, the channel is objective, and I try to provide you guys with the best information I can. I am not a fanboy of any one brand. I like this truck, and I love Kong, and I like the Ram. But there were certain nuances to each of those trucks that don't fit in a good towing need, or had to move on no matter what. So being objective in this idea keeps us in that. Now, to put it in perspective, guys, I actually had some of the worst engines. Like I said, I bought a first generation Avalanche, great truck. My pops had a 1997 Detroit 6.5 diesel, one of the alleged worst ones. He got 268,000 miles on that before it went. I actually bought a 6-liter Power Stroke, great engine. I actually sold that to some people I know, and it has over 150,000 miles on it, and no issues. I actually bought a 6.4 Power Stroke, great truck. And matter of fact, that truck back in the day was only $38,000 for a crew cab 1-ton dually Lariat 4x. All right, loaded up. And now people are having to make a decision on a $80,000 gas truck. So that's why I want to be fair in any type of information that we put out. Now, that 6.4 sold it to a nice couple in Wyoming that put it into basically a business where they needed another dually, and now the truck has over 200,000 miles on it, no issues. So when people say, well, you know, you must have the worst luck, I actually have pretty good luck when it comes to trucks. Now, I have been let down by a few trucks, and again, I'm not talking about fuel pumps that went out. I had a Colorado that I bought as a little get-around truck, and the fuel pump went out, fixed. I'm not talking about that. What I am talking about is big things. I had a 2024, again, that Ram, had a transfer case leak. That's not good. That's got to go. I also bought a carryover 2011. It was new in 2012, 6.7 Power Strokes. That was the first year of that, and that truck was not good. It had a shutter, had an engine D-rate issue that they just couldn't figure out. It ended up going back basically on a lemon law type thing, and that one is gone. I also had one Ram, 2014 Ram 1-ton with the ASIN in it, and that ASIN left my family stranded on the side of the road up on the way to Glenwood Springs. And after 2 times going up to pick it up with the same issue, they decided to fly an engineer out from Detroit, who then basically said, let's replace the transmission. After that, I really didn't have much faith in it, but I went ahead and got my dream truck anyway, which was another Ram. You know, at the end of the day, I really haven't had a Chevy let me down. I really haven't had a GMC let me down. And for the most part, most of the trucks have been pretty good. But again, those were before the YouTube thing was really kicking, and I was making a channel to be more informative to people, because otherwise it was just kind of word of mouth. So, as always, guys, I do appreciate you guys being here. Those are my only trucks I've ever really had issues with. And again, this thing had some bugaboos with the electrical system, but it seems to be worked out. And I do want the 7.3 Godzilla. Actually, I want all vehicles to work out well for everybody, because that's all of our hard-earned money, right? So it really would behoove us if they all just got it right. And at the end of the day, whether you like Ford, whether you like Chevy, whatever, it doesn't even matter at this point. This is information so you can make a comparison, a good judgment, because again, it's all of our hard-earned money. So as always, guys, before we leave, if you'll smash the subscribe button, hit the like button and the notification bell so you know I'm posting new content. And if you head over to the channel, go to the search bar and type in whatever your heart desires. More than likely I have a video on it. And if you'd like to see a certain video, please comment below and we'll keep on going. I got some great tow videos coming up, guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.